Here we have our jump lesson for using line plots with fractions. Here's our boss question. Explain why units are important in labeling a line plot. This is probably a really easy boss question. Maybe. Alright, so here we have a nice line plot. Heights of players on a 4th grade basketball team. There is one thing missing from this chart. Here's our nice lovely title. Here's all our info. Here's our label. But one thing is missing. It's the units. So what is the height measured in? Is it measured in feet? I hope not. Is it measured in centimeters? Probably not. I think this is measured in inches. That would make sense. So we want to write inches so we know the 4th graders are between 52 and 57 inches tall, which is about the right height for 4th graders. They're probably not going to be 56 feet tall. Okay, so here we can use some of this info to answer various questions about the line plot. How many players are on the team? So if you want to know, well, there's one X for each player, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 players on the team. How tall is the tallest person? Well, you go ahead and look on this side. One person is 56.5 inches tall. That is the tallest person. How tall is the shortest person? Well, over here at the beginning, 52 inches. And we have a little thought exercise. Say that the basketball team is going to the amusement park, like a place where you can go on roller coasters and water slides and things like that. So if the ride requires you to be 53 inches tall, how many of the players can go on it? So you have to be at least this tall. You guys have probably seen these signs at water parks. You must be this tall. So these 3 people are out of luck. They cannot go on the ride. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people can. Okay, so you can also use this number line to find the difference between 2 different heights. So how much taller is the tallest person than the shortest person? So here's the tallest person again with this white arrow, and here's the shortest person. You can always subtract, so 56.5 minus 52. So there's 4.5 inches difference. But you can also use the number line to count. So you can say, well, if I'm counting down from 56 to 52, there's a half. Oop. There's 1. There's a half. 2. And a half. 3. And a half. 4. And a half. So you can also use the number line to count. There are 9 jumps, each jump is a half, so it's 4.5. Okay, this is part 2. So here we have some practice. How much taller is the tallest person than the shortest person? And let me add some info for you. Okay, so go ahead and try that. Okay, hopefully you could try that. Here's the tallest person. Here's the shortest person. There's 1, 2.5. 2.5 inches taller. Okay. Here's another bit of info to work on. Now the number line, each mark represents a 1/4 inch instead of a 1/2 inch, so it's just a little different. So here is our tallest two people. Here's our shortest person. Okay, so we are going by fourths. So 50 and 3/4. One would be 4 and 3/4, and then one more fourth. 1 and 1/4 inches taller. You can also just use regular subtraction if you want, but the number line's a pretty easy way of looking at it. And now we have one last one, but with eighths instead of fourths. So each of these little jumps is 1/8. So here's our tallest person. Here's our shortest person. Okay, so we want to go 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. Okay, there's 1 and 1/8, 1 and 1/8 inches taller. So looking at the number line can be a really short way of doing that subtraction. All right, and this last part, we're going to create a line plot. So say you went around and you surveyed people, how old is your dog? And they guessed to the nearest 1/4 year. So person number 1 said, oh, 1 1/4 years old. Person number 2 said 1 1/2 years old. And then you wrote down all these pieces of info. So you'll want to put them on a line. So here's a little number line. We started our number line with the youngest dog. There's no dogs younger than 1 1/4 years old. And we end our number line with the oldest dog, 3 1/4 years old. So this is age in years. And then we can label, make a title at the top, ages of our puppies. And then you can add the information. So here we have 1 1/4, make an X, 1 1/2 X, 1 1/4 X, 2. We'll just keep going. 3 1/4, that's the older dog. 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. So here is what our line plot would look like. So then you can use this to answer questions. How many dogs are at least 2 years old? Okay, well this one is at least 2, and then of course all these older ones. So 6 dogs are at least 2 years old. What is the most common age of dogs? Well, 1 1/4 has the most X's. That's the most common age. How much older is the oldest dog than the youngest dog? And we can go on the number line. Okay, this is 1 year. And then 1/4. Oh, actually, 2 years. So 2 years older. All right, not so bad. So that is it for today's lesson. Try it in your jump book. Here we go. Let's put this title back on.